Hello, my name is Samir. I also go by Lady Kisses. Today I will be talking about me becoming a mother and how it changed my life and hope it can help you when you first have your kids or so on and so forth. So I was 20 years old when I first found out that I was pregnant. I was living with my mom and father. I didn't know what I was gonna do for sure. I found out that I was pregnant 2 days after Mother's Day. It was a Thursday actually. My cousin and me went to take a pregnancy test. She was like, "I'm gonna buy you one because I know you might be pregnant," and I already in my mind I already knew I was pregnant. My body felt different. I didn't have a period, so I was like, "I just know I'm pregnant." You know, just knew. So I took the first pregnancy test and it instantly changed to two lines. And I was like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. I said, just to be sure, let me check it again. So I took a second one and I was like, oh my God, I'm a mom. Now, the question is how I'm going to tell my mother and father that I'm pregnant and I'm living in their house. So, days before that, I kind of like play with my fiance's brain saying, "Hey, I'm already pregnant." He was like, "No, you're not. Just until you check and see when you get back, I'm not gonna believe it." I was like, "Well, I know I'm pregnant." He was like, "No, you're not." He wasn't really denying it. He just was like, "I want you to be sure." So once I found out, like I said, that Thursday, I found out that I was pregnant. I instantly met my cousin, instantly went to his house, and I showed him the pregnancy test, and we hugged and stuff like that. We were happy. We were excited. We didn't know what we was gonna do. But I knew that I had to go to my mom and father, and he had to tell his mother. So this is like our second year, going into our third year of our relationship, and I guess like a week or so later, I had told my mom, like not a week, a couple of days later, I told my mom that I said I have something to tell you. First, hold on, first and foremost, let me rewind. I actually told my sister. I called my sister first because, mind you, 2 days before Mother's Day, I was down in North Carolina for my sister's graduation, college graduation from A&T, and we were at the night before. Like I can drink, and don't usually get hangovers from it or nothing. So we're at the hotel. We the next day I was feeling sick as a dog. I was like, I know I didn't have a lot to drink, but why am I so sick? This is not normal. Like I said, didn't think nothing of it. It's allergy season for me as well. My nose is going off. Everything is just out of whack. So at the time, like I said, I had an idea, but until I really confirmed it, I didn't know. So my sister, we're at her dinner, her graduation dinner, and she's around. I'm just like, I ordered this crab sandwich, and it was disgusting. Must was like, it ain't disgusting. I said my allergies, miss, I really can't eat right now. I just don't feel up to eating. I'm just not feeling too good. My allergies is bothering me. And so like that was said, no, you're not. You pregnant. I said, girl, please, whatever. Don't be saying that around my mother now. So that day, I told my little niece. Me and my little niece is a few years apart from each other. My niece is 17 now, but my little niece is like my little sister. We talk to each other about everything. I'm 24, she's 17 now. And I actually told her, I said, Siani, which is her name, I think I'm pregnant. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, but I really don't know. I won't know until I get back. She's like, okay, you gonna tell Uncle Nana? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. So fast forward, my sister already told me I was pregnant. I didn't want to believe I was pregnant. So she was the first person I called. I called her, told I was pregnant. She was like, I knew it. I told you I was pregnant. Da 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 da. Once you just go to mom and dad and just let him know. She said first go to mom. Mom was gonna be the easier one to talk to. Then she'll roll over and talk to my dad. Which is really always the case when it comes to them. So I told my mom, and eventually, as I told my mom was like, "So what you gonna do? You gonna tell your father?" I was like, "I don't know. I'm scared to tell him. I don't know how he's gonna react. He's gonna be mad at me." So she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna tell him." In the midst of that, I was on the phone with my older sister. My oldest sister, which her name is Tony, and I told her I was pregnant, and she was like, "You need to tell dad," and da da. So I already told mom. So she was like, "So what you gonna do?" So after we hung up, my mom, like a day or so later, my mom went upstairs and just told my father, "Hey, Samara's pregnant." So I'm downstairs. I'm scared as hell. My dad was like, "Oh hell no!" Da da da, just going off on. He just going all the way off. So I'm just like, Dad. I'm just like, oh my god, he's gonna kill me. He's gonna freaking kill me. So um, after that, my father finally calmed down. He was so infuriated that day. He left out the house. He gave me the disappointment stare, like, "Oh, I'm so disappointed in you." And was like, "Oh my god, like I'm the youngest child of all of my siblings, and I'm my dad's baby's girl." So that for me, my dad doesn't beat me, so he never spanked me. So just words coming out of my father's mouth was like he instilled fear with words with me. So just him giving me the look of disappointment was enough for me to be so scared to be like, oh my god, I broke my dad's heart. So the next day after he calmed down, he came in the house. He talked to me. He was just like, "We need to sit down. So what you gonna do? You're gonna keep it, and at the end of the day, you're a grown person. You can. The decision is ultimately up to you. I can't make the decision for you. Even though I think you shouldn't go through with it, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna be happy whatever decision you do make, and that's something that you have to live with, and everybody else have to deal with." So I was like, I wanted to keep the baby because I don't really believe in abortions, and I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to get an abortion because of how he felt, because I felt like I would have regretted it because me being submissive to my dad's feelings. So I just went with what I felt was right for me and had my child. So through that process, over time, he was happy. So I found out I was having a girl. I cried when I found out I had a girl because I really wanted a boy, and we haven't had a boy in our family over 33 years at that time. And I was like, no, I didn't want a boy. I didn't want a girl. I didn't want a girl. I wanted a boy. I cried. My fiance was like, you'll be okay. We're having a girl. So I got excited about it eventually. And I had named her Soraya. Around this time, I was going through a lot of stress through my pregnancy. My pregnancy was not easy at all because I was going through a lot of illness issues, kidney issues, and stuff like that, being pregnant with my daughter, um, which caused me to have her prematurely 2 months before she was due. And because also I was under a lot of stress, I just recently lost my friend 2 weeks prior to I had to me having her, and like I said, I had her early. I had her at this hospital called Holy Cross in Maryland. Um, from that point, it was it wasn't easy dealing with the fact that she was premature, but for her to be premature, they said that she was on time with everything. Her even being so small, like you wouldn't believe it. Like you see her now, you would never thought she was a premature child. But compared to all the children that were born around the time she was born, um, she actually are taller than most of them. She's more advanced than most of them. She picked up on things pretty quick with no problem. And it was a blessing for me, like, really. But that's for another subject as far as the premature thing. But like I said, being a mom has changed me when it came to her. Like, I was going through things of my own, and just having her just kind of like put things in perspective. Like, it's just not me no more. It's the life I have to take care of. And, it's bigger things that I have to worry about. Every mom it doesn't automatically click for everybody, but and you may not be the best mom you can be in the beginning. And it may take something drastic to change. Sometimes they say kids take that for you to change, but that's not always the case. So being having her, I never regretted it. I loved every moment of having her. Now I have a child. I have another child by the same man. Um, and I have a son now. So, like I said, being that I have both of my kids, his name is Katai. He's 1 year old, and my daughter is 3. Her name is Soraya. Like I said, they're both a blessing in disguise. Couldn't ask for anything now. Having him, I was in a point in my relationship where things may not have worked out for the both of us, and us having him. Like I said, I don't believe in abortions. I even considered at that time, because I was going through so much within my relationship, to not have him. But me being who I am, I don't believe in abortions. I decided to keep him, and not keep him because I in a relationship with a person that may not work, but because I don't believe, like I said, once again, I don't believe in abortions, and it's a life that I created, and at the end of the day, it's my responsibility to take care of. So that's what I did, and he has changed me completely, completely. And he has made me grown up and strive and push myself to do things that I never thought I would as a mother. But like I said, for the ones that have kids, for the people that do become mothers, at the end of the day, it's your decision. Nobody else can make that decision for you. Nobody can tell you to go get an abortion. Nobody can tell you to not to have your child. It's at the end of the day, it's up to you. If you choose to have your baby and you don't want to keep it, you can give it up for adoption. That's your choice. At the end of the day, that's what you feel was best for you. And nobody should judge you for that. And nobody should judge you for having an abortion, because at the end of the day, it's what you feel that you had to do for yourself and for your situation, because you were in a predicament to have the luxury of having a child at the time. And you may not have had the same support system that I have. But at the end of the day, a child is a blessing either way, and I would never trade it in for the world from being a mom. We all have our doubts. We all have our, faults and mistakes that we make when it comes to our kids. And a lot of us wish we could do it all over again, but those mistakes and faults happen for a reason. And all you can do is either make the situation better for yourself or make it worse for yourself. At the end of the day, your child does not make or break you. A child does not make or break you. Yes, you will go through sacrifices, but the sacrifices will be all worth it in the end. So thank you for watching. I hope you subscribed. I hope you like my segment of me becoming a mother with my first child. And I will get later on to how I had my son, but hey, like you said, but hope you describe, hope you describe, um, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, hope to see you again. Bye bye.